There was once a young lad who'd been sent fishing by his father in hopes of catching a meal for their table. The boy had fished and fished since early morning, but had not caught a single fish. There was a reason for this, however, for he had forgotten to put bait or hook or line on his pole.
There's even a better reason than that.
Oh?
There's no water in the lake.
It was things like this that caused his father to name him Booby.
It used to be Bobby, but Papa changed it.
But just then...
Help! Save me! Help!
Who are you?
I'm a brownie.
Isn't that a kind of a fudge cookie?
Right, but I'm the kind with a long gray beard, and right now it's caught on this branch.
Why, don't worry about that. I'll have you loose in a jiffy.
And with a mighty tug, he did just that.
Boy, I bet that's smart.
It sure makes the tears come to my ducts, I'll tell you that. But stick your head into that hole in the tree, and you shall have your reward.
That sounds kind of stupid even to me. Couldn't I just have a dime or something like that?
But he got no answer, for the little brownie disappeared before his very eyes. Deciding that he had nothing to lose, the boy did as the brownie told him. And when he pulled it out again, there was a bright red hat on his head. Returning home, Booby told his father what had happened.
It's once in a lifetime anybody gets to do a favor for a brownie, and all you get out of it is a red hat.
With a feather in it?
You should have gotten a magic ring, a chest of gold, even a rich princess.
A yellow feather?
You know, I sometimes wish you were an owl.
A yellow feather with a... Why do you say that, dear father?
Because at least owls are smart, very wise.
Oh, in that case, I wish I was an owl, too.
No sooner had the boy wished that he were an owl than he turned into an owl.
Ah, so that's it. The red hat is a wishing hat. It's worth a fortune. Booby, come back!
Off the man ran, and though he found owls in barns, in trees, and of course in the owl sanctuary west of the town, he didn't find a single owl wearing a red hat. He went next into the city, where he found the captain of the Royal Guard and some of his men.
Captain, have you seen an owl go by wearing a red hat?
No, can't say I have. Of course, I haven't been looking for owls wearing red hats.
Well, I've got to find him. I've just got to.
What's so important about finding an owl wearing a red hat?
He's my son.
I see. Grab him, boys.
Thinking the man daft, the captain had him seized and thrown into the royal dungeon for safekeeping. But shortly after midnight, the owl wearing the red hat flew in through the bars of the cell.
Booby! And what have you been doing?
I've been swooping down on mice in the fields. What have you been doing?
Never mind. That's a wishing hat the brownie gave you.
Really?
Certainly. How do you think you got changed into an owl?
Well, I didn't give it much thought.
You wouldn't. Quick now, wish yourself back like you were.
I wish I was Booby, formerly Bobby.
Yeah, it works like a charm. Now, wish us out of this dungeon, boy. We got work to do.
Booby did. And the following morning, they did go to work. Oh, yes, indeedy. The father thought of things to wish for, and Booby, wearing the red hat...
With a feather in it.
With a feather in it, did the wishing. They wished for fine clothes, chests of gold and diamonds, and a great castle to live in. By noon, they had everything in the world they could possibly wish for.
Well, that does it, boy. From now on, I live like a king. We're going to have a celebration.
A great feast was held at the castle, and only the most famous people of the land were allowed to attend.
So you got all this with a wishing hat, did you?
This is the hat on my head, and my name is Booby.
He means Bobby.
But, Papa, you said...
I changed it back again.
How utterly charming. I should love to see the hat work.
All right. Quiet, everybody. Bobby is going to make a wish for you.
Oh, very good,
Well,
Go ahead, boy. Make a wish.
What shall I wish?
Oh, who cares? Wish anything.
Okay. I wish I was in the sea.
Oh, no.
it was too late.
Booby, you come back here.
I thought you said his name was Bobby.
Not anymore, it isn't.
Bobby's wish had a far-reaching effect, for shortly after he vanished, so did everything else. And the father was once more a simple, ragged peasant.
I say, nasty bit of luck, old chap. Well, we must be running along now. Cheero!
Party pooper.
The father spent the rest of his life searching the woods for trapped brownies. And what happened to Booby? Well, the wishing hat didn't work in Dixie. But he didn't care, for it was still a fine red hat.
With a feather in it.
He married, he settled down, and had 100 children. And his children's children had 100 children. Yes, there was to be a long line of boobies. In fact, there are quite a few of them to this day, for some reason they all seem to be on the freeway every night around 5 o'clock. It was many years ago that Snow White was married to Prince Charming.
Well, Snow Baby, how does it feel to be Mrs. Prince Charming?
Oh, wonderful. At least it beats living with those 7 dwarfs. Let's see, there was Scratchy, Itchy, Sleazy, Dirty.
Never mind, dear. I know their names.
The happy couple honeymooned in Atlantic City and then returned to set about the task of living happily ever after, just as the book said. What the book did not say, however, was that they soon had a fine son.
I shall name him Joe.
Joe White. Say, that's got a nice ring to it. Have a cigar, dear.
The years went by and Joe White grew into a fine, very handsome lad. Then the time came for him to go off into the world to seek his fortune.
Farewell, Mother. I'll write as soon as I learn.
And Joe White was on his way. Another thing that the book did not say was that the Wicked Queen also had a son that he grew up to be just like his mother.
Boy, am I good looking. I am handsome. Is that not true, Mother?
Oh, don't bother me, Virgil. Go ask the magic mirror, as I used to do.
And Virgil did.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the handsomest lad of all?
Virgil, that's his name. Ask me again and I'll tell you the same.
You'd better.
It had been some months since Joe White had gone out to seek his fortune, and things had not gone too well for the boy. He was tired and hungry. Now, some say that it was fate that brought him to the castle of the Wicked Queen, but actually, it was the sweet aroma of NBC peacock pie coming from the kitchen. That was when the trouble started, for upstairs...
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the handsomest lad of all?
And for the first time, the mirror answered...
You are handsome, it's very true, but young Joe White's much better than you.
Who?
Joe White, he's down in the kitchen.
Well, I'll just see about this.
And Virgil came face to face with Joe White.
It's true. You are better looking than me.
Yeah, I guess I am at that.
Virgil was furious.
Take Joe White into the forest and doom him.
Several hours later, however, Joe White was not doomed. He was soaking wet and walking through the woods when he chanced to meet one of the 7 dwarfs.
How'd you get so wet, boy?
The very nice captain of the guards took me out to the middle of the lake and then let me swim to shore.
Middle of the lake? Say, wasn't that a pretty hard swim for a young feller like you?
Oh, it wasn't so tough once I got out of that sack with the weights in it.
Meanwhile...
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me now who's best of all.
Boss, I cannot tell a lie. Young Joe White is still the guy.
But he can't be. He's been doomed.
But the mirror assured him that Joe White was very much alive and at that very moment was living in the forest with the 7 dwarfs. Furious, Virgil ran to the Wicked Queen.
Mother, mother, can I have a poison apple?
Now, son, you know I don't like your eating between meals.
But it's not for me. It's for Joe White.
Oh, well, in that case, they're in the icebox. Help yourself.
Early the next morning...
You be careful of strangers while we're gone, boy. Remember what happened to your mother?
Don't worry, I will, Dirty.
I'm Sleazy. That's Dirty over there.
And with that, the dwarfs went off through the forest singing their happy song. The dwarfs had only been gone a short while when...
Yes!
Greetings. I have a nice shiny apple for you.
Are you kidding? I'm not stupid enough to eat that thing.
Who says I'm going to let you eat it?
That afternoon, the 7 dwarfs returned singing their happy song.
Ho, hi, ho, hi, ho, ho, hi, ho, Ho, hee, ho.
and found poor Joe White lying just as the wicked Virgil had left him.
It's Joe, and he's out cold.
And here's an apple. It happened again.
Sadly, the dwarfs took the boy to a soft glade in the forest where they put him down on a bed of flowers. There he slept for 2 years until one day a beautiful princess riding a white horse came into the forest.
Is this where the handsome Joe White sleeps?
Oh, we thought you'd never get here. There he is.
The princess went to the lad and softly kissed him on the cheek, whereupon Joe White's eyes opened.
What are you doing here? Go away. You're going to ruin everything.
Here now, that's no way to talk to a princess that you're going to live happily ever after with.
Don't be silly. This is Flo White.
Flo White? You mean?
Yeah, she's my sister.
Muddy sent me to bring you home. She's afraid you'll catch your dad a cold sleeping out in the woods like this.
Riding double, the two rode off on the white horse. Many years have passed since then, and never did the 7 dwarfs see the wicked Virgil or Joe and Flo White again. But they didn't mind, for they knew, just as we do, that the whole thing was just a fairy tale anyway. Jack B. Nimble was his name, a sly-footed rascal who prowled through castle basements long after everyone had gone to bed. Jack was a man of discretion. He cared not for silverware or priceless objects of art. He was obsessed with taking one thing, care packages.
You might say that I am a, caretaker.
A thief would be more apropos. Snatching his prize, Jack dashed pell-mell into the night and later, in the confines of his underground hideaway, greedily devoured contents of the packages.
Ah, what foods these morsels be.
But as it comes to all men, so it came to Jack.
Indigestion?
No, capture.
Nimble, you have pilfered care packages for over half a century. Therefore, I hereby doth banish you to the North Country.
Those dreaded words, for in the olden days the North Country was almost as bad as being exiled to Waukesha, Wisconsin. Jack pleaded, but lost his case. He had a one-way ticket and a mule with a short leg. Months later, weary and saddle-sore, he arrived in a strange village. Strange because all the villagers sat in the square, not moving, not saying a word, just waiting.
Waiting for what?
The fountain! The fountain!
In the very center of the square stood a fountain, but it wasn't running.
No, but I am. Oh, ho, ho! This place is like Cooksville.
Jack got halfway through a gateway and then froze. Why?
You tell him, narrator.
The fountain spurted up into the air and came splashing down on a very old man. Within seconds, he was transformed into a young man of 20.
That's a magic fountain.
During the course of a fortnight, Jack watched 123 souls not only get a bath, but receive such fringe benefits as health, wealth, and happiness. At last, Jack was the only one remaining.
Come on, fountain, come on. Wet me.
Obligingly, it did. And when it stopped, do you know what Jack had?
Wet hair.
Yes. There was no mysterious change. He was as penniless as before.
Fountain, you're a faker, a fraud, a Charlie Chan.
Hacking out a hole, he dug his way under the fountain and came to an underground chamber. There, beside a rusty old pump, stood a rusty old gnome.
I'm waiting for the A train.
Come now, don't josh me. You have been pumping water up to the fountain and making the people think it gave magic waters.
Look, Sonny, you got to admit it worked. Those people did things they never did before.
Oh, yes. But how about me?
Yes. How about you?
More angered than ever, Jack chased the gnome all around the chamber, eventually cornering him.
Wait. Don't do anything I'll be sorry for.
Unless you can think of a way to get me a fortune.
Like all gnomes, this one had a clever plan.
Busy rackadoo-lagga-ragga, splicka-chicka-chacka-nigga-nagga.
You heard me, folks. For 10 kazoos, you'll get splashed by the magic fountain and... What'd he say? And have your dreams come true. 10 kazoos, a tenth of a canabber.
Yes, Jack and the gnome went into business, and what a business it was. Jack B. Nimble got rich, the gnome got a sore back.
I do all the pumping, you do all the counting.
Oh, stop complaining. You're gonna be the richest gnome and say, where do you come from?
Alaska.
Gnome?
Fairbanks.
Keep pumping.
What a year it was. It looked as though Jack would be the J. Paul Getty of Fairyland. It looked that way.
Mister, I paid 10 kazoos, but this fountain hasn't splashed on me yet.
How long you been waiting?
4 months.
You, madam, are a very patient soul.
How about a refund?
How about you standing here while I go check on the fountain?
I keep pumping, but nothing comes out.
Well, must be dry. What'll I do?
Give her back her 10 kazoos.
But Jack had tasted riches and had no intention of returning the money. Instead, he grabbed a bucket of water.
All right, lady. Close your eyes, and a magic fountain will splash you.
Wonderful.
Jack heaved the water just as a sudden cold snap set in. Midway to its mark, the water froze.
Mr. Nimble, you have committed a very serious offense.
But, Your Honor, all I did was hit some dumb broad with a bucket of ice.
Allow me to introduce you to my wife, Gloria.
Give him life, Henry.
Jack got 30 years. But was he unhappy? Oh, my, no. You see, his cell window overlooked the village square. Every day, some poor soul would come and stand under the fountain waiting for it to splash. But Jack knew that the gnome had gone home to Fairbanks, and the fountain would never run again. This struck him as funny. It gave the village a bad name, and you spell it E-S-C-R-O. So the next time someone tells you to put your house in escrow, don't you do it. Once in a kingdom, on a street, there was a potter's shop. The reason that it was a potter's shop is because there was a potter inside who made pots. All day, every day, the potter made big pots, little pots, round pots, and square pots.
I don't know why I make these square pots. Nobody ever buys them.
Because his whole life was built around pots, the poor potter had developed a boiling temper. Each night when he'd finished his work, he would slam shut the door of his shop, grumble his way along the street.
Grumble, grumble.
Enter his house with a slam of the door, and say to his wife,
"Where's my dinner?"
On the table, dear.
Curds and whey? I hate curds and whey.
But, dear, you hate everything.
Huh? Oh, that's right. Give me a spoon, baby.
Then, when he'd finished dinner...
All right. Where is it?
Here it is, dear.
And his wife would hand him a pot that he would smash into a million pieces.
There. Now I can read the paper.
Following this, the potter's good wife would always say to him,
John, I do wish you'd do something about that temper of yours. It's going to get you into trouble someday.
He would answer,
Bah!
The following day, as he grumbled his way toward home,
Grumble, grumble.
he chanced to bump into a witch who was taking her sick bat to the veterinary. And, of course, he flew into a rage.
Why don't you watch where you're sneaking? Well, you witches are all alike. Hog the whole road if we'd let you. You don't scare me, and that goes for your bat. Furthermore...
Well, now it was a short time later that the potter's wife was in the backyard gathering wood when...
My, John is home already.
And she hurried into the house.
Hello, John. Anything happen at work today?
Nothing that I would care to talk about.
Why, John, you've been turned into a frog.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice. What am I going to do, dear?
Hop yourself right back to that witch and tell her you're sorry. Maybe she'll take pity and break the spell.
Willing to try anything, the potter hopped off down the road to the witch's house. Unfortunately, that time of year was the season for witches, and he hadn't gone too far before he met a second witch.
Oh, goody, a horrid little frog. I think I'll turn you into an ogre.
No, I'll run and hide.
It was too late, for with a wave of her crooked stick, the old witch turned him into an ogre.
Nice job, even if I do say so myself. Well, now I can knock off for the day. Ta-ta.
Now the poor man was in more trouble than ever. And it wasn't over yet.
Hi, ogre.
Don't call me ogre. I hate being an ogre.
Oh, well, shucks, I can fix that for you.
You mean you'll change me?
Sure.
And she did. Into a troll.
There you go, kid. Now you can go live under a bridge and scare billy goats.
Even though he was now a troll, he didn't have the slightest interest in living under a bridge. All he wanted to do was to get home without meeting any more witches. But that, it seemed, was impossible.
Say cheese.
Don't say it. You were going to cast a spell on me.
How did you know?
A lucky guess.
And waving her wand, she cast the spell, turning him into a handsome prince.
Say now, things are looking up.
But not for long. For the witch that just turned him into a troll saw this, and she became very angry.
What's the idea of breaking my spell? When I change him into trolls, they stay trolls.
How dare you? I say handsome prince.
Troll!
Prince!
Troll!
The next time around for the prince, I am going to cut out.
Prince!
The second he turned into the handsome prince, off he ran as fast as he could go. He had made it to the town and was just a few blocks from home when...
Oh, you blockhead. You are a nut. Why don't you...
Too late. Too late did he realize that it was the same little witch who had turned him into a frog in the first place.
Ma'am, would it help to say that I'm sorry? I guess not.
Sadly, the potter went home to his wife, resigned to the fact that he would live out his days as a frog. This, of course, would have been a very unhappy ending, except that this is a fairy tale, and in fairy tales, beside witches, ogres, and the likes, there are good fairies.
Good, Potter. It was letting your temper boil over that got you into all of this trouble in the first place. But I think you've learned your lesson. Therefore, I will help you.
Boy, it sure feels good to get out of that wet skin.
And you, good wife, must always watch your husband to make certain that his temper never boils over again. Farewell.
Well, sir, the potter's wife did watch her husband. She watched him when he slept, watched him when he ate, and watched him from morning to night as he made pots in his pot shop. They lived happily from that day to this, and never again did he lose his temper, for, as we all know, a watched potter never boils.